Hello, I am Waffles, and today we're joined Sylus from Love and Deepspace. Two things. First of all, this video is a bit shorter because it was recorded in a time lapse. It is slowed down a bit, but we are not exactly working in real time like the last one. The second thing is I actually was working on this because there was a fan contest for the new character Sylus. I might have been a bit late as I did this I think the day before, or like 2 days before the day was over, but it's still fine. I still got a cool artwork out of it. I wanted to make something. I feel like I make a lot of portraits, so I wanted to make something a bit more different, like a whole shot, I guess. And I showed the sketch in the beginning. It was meant to be like Sylus sitting on a throne, his bird in the background, and the bird was meant to be like in the shape of the city, and then the moon in the back, and then the background. So like a lot of layers happening. But I ended up not exactly being able to execute every single thing I wanted to, which is kind of sad. But like I just did what I could manage with my skills, which is, it's okay. Like I feel like sometimes we set out to do like pretty big things, and it's hard to translate things from your imagination to like reality. It's not as easy. So I think like even if you don't get every single thing the way you imagine it in your head, that's still okay. Like I think as you continue to draw, you get better at certain things. So honestly, it's okay. I am quite happy with this, to be honest, to be fair. But this drawing, the goal was to play with colors. Right now I'm still doing the sketch, so I guess we haven't gotten into talking about colors. But I wanted to do a super detailed like sketch for I mean, I usually do more detailed sketches, but because there were a lot of components here, I didn't want to leave anything up to my, like, what they call it, my line art. It's like I wanted to clean out all the creases, add the small details before I got to doing like the line art, and that way I could focus on like certain things that were hard to draw. Like I didn't sketch out the hands properly, which, to be fair, I am not good at drawing hands. Like this is something I'm actively learning as I go, so I had to go back and like properly mark out the guidelines for myself. Like they're not perfect, but I still think it's good that I drew them. Like I think like even if you're not good at something in your art, you should still do it, because at the end of the day you learn by actually doing it. Like I could have avoided drawing the hands, but I feel like for the pose it really worked to have his hands. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like this took a long time. I want to see, the recording was like meant to be 2 hours if I didn't put it into time lapse. So like I think I said this before, I don't spend too long on a drawing. Like I guess that sounds like a long time, but some artists spend like 8 hours or so. So yeah, like I did do the very heavy line art thing, which I always do, but I've been trying to be more cautious about it. Like last time I talked about how sometimes I put it just anywhere. Like I made just any line thick. I wanted to be mindful, like putting the exterior lines as thick, and like places that I wanted to show weight. And I feel like being self-aware of that like helps with consistency and all that. I didn't like that I was able to properly draw his outfit. like in full detail. Like I've mostly drawn and played Genshin, and their character designs, there's a lot going on, which is not an insult. Like I just can never feel inspired to draw the characters' outfits because it's like a lot. But with this, like they're very distinctive design features, but they really don't feel overwhelming. But here we are getting into coloring, and this is what I was talking about. With my color wheel, I stay on like the pink, not like pink, purple, pink, red. I stay on that like lower end of the color wheel for all my color choices. Even when I'm doing black, I use like warm blacks and stuff like that. Because I feel like just like colors like black and white, which I have been told like it's not good to use in your main colors. Like you shouldn't use a complete white or a complete black, which I feel like in the camera it does look like I was using a full-on white, but I was using like a very light pink for the colors. And that way I can keep everything like relatively in the same color tone, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I stayed in that color thing, like color area, because basically I was working with a Nongona's color palette. I forget how it's worded, but it's basically just like the colors that follow each other. Wow, I'm so bad at like properly explaining like the terminology, and I apologize for that. I started adding reds now to start that pop of color that I wanted to have. I honestly just used the red from his eyes as my starting point before moving like to other like higher on the saturation or like different like hues, I guess. Like I try to tie in all my colors together, so the eyes pop out and the red on the shirt pop out because they're like different colors. Like it's basic color theory, I suppose. Now I was trying to create that background, like it's meant to be a cityscape, I remember seeing, but I genuinely tried for the life of me. I tried so many ways to make this city. Like first I did have to find a crow, which I struggled with. I just wanted a silhouette, but I was struggling with different like crows till I finally was able to like manipulate one. But even when I like got the crow, that was not my whole like main problem. My main problem was the city, because it was kind of hard to execute because I wanted Sylus like head to perfectly be where the crow's eye would be. But like having another illustration happening in there, I don't think I had the skill to execute it properly. Like it's not like I'm even good at landscape. That's something I need to learn. So when I put it in, it just felt so busy and so like incorrect. And I was like, I guess the drawing is better off without it. Like it's already busy and I already have strong design features. Like I don't want to take away from like Sylus, who's like the focus of the artwork. So I literally just undid it Like, I was like, I don't think this looks good. Let's just move on to the moon. Which the moon, I love this. I was going to do, when I planned it, I was going to do a normal like moon color, and I forgot that he has like a red moon as symbolism. So then I had to go back and do it. My camera like made this like so blurry. To be fair, I had started recording at night, so it had made like some of the colors like blur because of the lens reflection. But I think it's kind of interesting, like now you can kind of see like the strong like color composition. Like you can see the reds, you can see his face and skin are like super white. Like honestly, it's good visual. So now I just went over and I wanted to make like a harsh lighting, which I learned you can do by just filling in your whole drawing with the color you want the shadow to be in, and then erasing the parts where you want the light as the light. I did erase his eyes so they pop out of the drawing. But after I did that, I just went back to like add some more effects around like the background. I tried doing stars and the bird again, didn't like that. I was like, okay, the bird should just be plain at this point. So I rearranged the feathers around because I don't know, I really like that feather motif. It was kind of in the planning, but not to this extent. But I did like how this turned out. Not everything I wanted to do was reached, but I am so proud of my color like composition and organization. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video again. If you're coming back, thank you. If you're interested in more Love and Deepspace art, I did an Xavier one, and I might do a Raphael one. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.